Welcome to the Shoegaze 93 channel, the channel that celebrates itself. And today, there is something big to celebrate because although it's not official quite yet, it's kind of 90% there. And that is that Chapterhouse, the early 90s classic shoegazers, baggy shoegazers, Chapterhouse, have reformed. And the evidence lays in the fact that they've got an acoustic show down in Cornwall, Penryn, the tap room brewery. What's it called? Verdun. Is it Verdun tap room or something? But yeah, all the way down near Falmouth, near the bottom of the country. It's an acoustic set with 3 members from Chapterhouse. So Stephen Patman, Andrew Sheriff, the 2 main songwriters, the 2 lead men, if you like. Although there's not really front men as such in shoegaze, but they definitely take the role of chief songwriters and main guitar players and vocalists at the front of the stage. So you've got the key songwriting duo of Andy and Stephen, and they're joined by Ashley Bates, the drummer. So I guess he'll be playing some kind of percussion at the acoustic show. Simon Rowe isn't there, and neither is Russell Barrett. But then Russell Barrett wasn't there when they reformed back in 2008-9. They got like a session bassist or a someone from a different band stepped in. But that's wonderful news, and I think it's going to be a precursor to fully electrified shows next year. I think 2026. I expect to see them fully electrified. Playing mostly Whirlpool songs, and hopefully they touch base in Bristol and maybe come down to Plymouth. I doubt it. Maybe Exeter, Phoenix if we're lucky. That'd be closer to me than Bristol. If they play Exeter, that'd be much closer than Bristol. But yeah, basically if you've got 3 members of Chapterhouse. So my hair keeps blowing about. So the fringe should be down here, but it keeps blowing up because I've got such thin hair. It's a pain in the backside, guys. Oh, it keeps blowing back. But yeah, I mean, basically you've got 3 out of 5 members. They're playing an acoustic show, so they're technically back, but they haven't put the headline as "we're back." It's kind of a strange one, really, because normally when the group reforms, it kind of they would just go full in for the electric full band gig. Kind of reminds me of Kitchens of Distinction, who they're doing, Patrick and Julian are doing a couple of acoustic shows later this year. So it's kind of like saying, yeah, Kitchens are back, but we're not fully committed. Yeah, it's strange how there's a couple of bands that are doing it. Kitchens and Chapterhouse, they're kind of, they're pretty much like 90% back, but they're both playing kind of stripped down shows. It's like, I don't really understand that mentality. Surely, I mean, in my head, the way I would do it is just come back big style. I wouldn't like pussyfoot around, just announcing a little acoustic show, or I wouldn't do it half measures. I would be full in there, announcing a tour, just doing the full works. Basically, I don't understand the kind of sort of just dipping their toe in kind of approach of the shoegaze bands. It's a bit like MBV as well. You can even compare it to that. The sort of the gigs that they've announced, but they haven't got any like EP with it. So there's no new music with it. So it's kind of the same thing. They're kind of just dipping their toes in, but not fully committing to anything. It's all like sort of half measures. There we go, got across the road safely there. Yeah, so I don't really understand the mentality. Like, you're either back or you're not. But maybe because money's so tight at the moment or something, or, it's kind of complicating things. Perhaps like Kevin Shields can't afford a big studio, but then I thought he had his own studio. Perhaps the drummer of Kitchens is like, he needs like a proper job to fund it before he can actually do it. Perhaps Simon Rowe, but maybe he's got financial problems and it could be any of that, couldn't it? He has financial problems and he has to work a retail job or something, and then hopefully that will fund the Chapterhouse reunion and he can find time to do it. So it could be like any of those reasons. But yeah, I mean, for me, I would just, you either come back or you don't, and if you come back, you do it big style. You announce a tour, you play Brixton Academy, you play the Roundhouse if you're a big enough shoegaze band. Probably, yeah, I mean, when there's only 3 bands really who can do venues like the Roundhouse. Actually 4, there's about 4 shoegaze bands who are big enough to play something like the Roundhouse or a 3 arena, and that is obviously MPV, Slow Dive, Ride and Lush. They're the only 4 who are big enough to do a big arena like that. But yeah, sure. I mean, Kitchens and Chapterhouse, they could totally do. They could do. Well, they did the Scala, didn't they? They did the Scala in London when they reformed back in 2009-10. I think they'll do. If they do Bristol, it would be like SWX, or it would be. Yeah, I think probably Fleece is probably too small for them actually, because Chapterhouse are pretty well known, I would say, in the shoegaze celebrity hierarchy. Yeah, I would say they're like something like 6th or 7th most well known 90s shoegaze band probably. They're definitely in the top 10. I mean, what Whirlpool is. It always makes the top 10 lists of great shoegaze classics, and rightly so. I mean, I can't wait for them to burst into Breather, which of course is where I got my old band name from, because it is just such a great song. Come on. I mean, the whole feel-good vibe to that, it really kind of gets rid of that whole notion that shoegaze is this like miserable, melancholic, slow dirge, lethargic kind of genre, and it really puts that kind of convention out of the window, and it goes to a real feel good, high energy vibe. And lots of people think it's Ride because of the manic drumming on that song, and yeah, there definitely is a Los Colbert drumming element to that, and the sort of the Cure-ish kind of riff, that sort of G to D, D sus4 kind of position riff that they got is fantastic. A to D, the 2 chords that go around in the verse. Yeah, Breather, just one of my favourites. And I think it's one of the best 1-2 punches in shoegaze album history. because Breather then goes into Pearl, and Pearl is like, you got the When the Levee Breaks drum sample sped up a little bit, and you got a Scooty D sample as well. So there's like two different drum samples that arise in that song, and I think it's really magical that what Ralph Jezza did, rest in peace, because he actually passed away back in March time 2025. So rest in peace to Ralph Jezza. Really talented guy. He was a bass player as well as a producer / mixer. But what he did was this really clever thing where he got that Scooty D drum sample, which was using the Sushi and the Banshees song as well, and he combined it with the When the Levee Breaks sample. So they're both kind of merging together in that final outro part, you know, when Rachel Goswell joins in and does the like, everything's combined, and those drum samples are both together. Such a magical part of the song. Just, yeah, brilliant. D-A-C-G, the 4 chords that go around, with that little change in the middle part. I think it goes G, and then goes G, C, D, I think. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, incredible. Treasure. If they play Treasure, that would be incredible. I think that's probably the most well-produced song on the album. Treasure, either Treasure or April. April's another barrage of sound. Kind of this like rocket-fueled guitar, and it comes howling in right in the intro. April's such a great song. And the lyrics are really good as well. It's like, shedding leaves in cold September. We thought that we were there. Ooh-ah. Yeah, brilliant stuff, and the guitars get really dramatic. Guilt is a real underrated Sonic Youthy kind of song where it's dissonant kind of tuning. The guitars go like dissonant to each other. Really dark, haunting song. Kind of like it's like their equivalent of Decay by Ride. And funnily enough, I think those two albums, Nowhere and Whirlpool, they're kind of like brother albums. They really go well together. I think the sort of the all male band setup kind of helps that. But I think also in terms of mood, the light and dark shade of everything, the light and dark shade, the variety, the musical variety, that they kind of align in that way as well. So yeah, you want to listen to those two albums back to back. If you're new to the genre, then it's definitely Nowhere and Whirlpool. If you're into that kind of more traditional indie approach, a bit less noisy, a bit more variation, a bit more poppy vocals, a bit more kind of standard tuning kind of songs, then I think Nowhere and Whirlpool, Nowhere by Ride and Whirlpool by Chapterhouse are two great places to start. But yeah, so here's to the Chapterhouse reunion. Well, I wish it was a beer, but it's not on me. So yeah, I really hope it happens. Anyway, 2026, I think they'll be on a UK tour. So look out for that. Chapterhouse are back. Get in.